big fights, the biggest fights between Japan and Mexico.
So that'll be Mexicans and Mexican Americans. Of course, there's many great ones.
Yeah, against Japan. The top from both sides.
I don't think that's ever been done before.
This is real season.
But yeah, I've been getting a lot of calls. Yes, I've been hearing a lot of they already said early next year. At first it was supposed to be February, now it's January, whatever.
Turki Alalshikh is planning a Naoya Inoue vs. Bam Rodriguez fight for January 2027 in Japan. Redefine also confirmed that Turki Alalshikh has shown interest in making the matchup happen and strongly supports the idea.
And I said, sign us up. So obviously, look, there's no contracts, nothing like that. But who else is he going to fight? Like, unless he moves to 126. And even if he moves to 126, who's he going to fight? Like, you've got, if Usyk retires or gets out of the way, you've got number one against number two, pound for pound, fighting each other. It's a massive fight, and it's an amazing fight.
Robert Garcia also reacts to the ongoing discussion surrounding the matchup, focusing on how his team would approach the challenge if it becomes a reality. He emphasizes the tactical adjustments needed to deal with Inoue's pressure, speed, and overall skill level. Robert Garcia said, "Fighting someone like Inoue is not easy. You have to be smart and careful with the chances you take because there is plenty of power coming back at you. We would have to fight smart against Inoue, too. Bam is not a big-time brawler like Gervonta, but he stays busy and active and throws a lot of punches, and we have to take advantage of that." Robert Garcia further addresses the speculation surrounding the matchup, shifting attention toward the strategy his camp would need if it becomes a reality. He highlights the importance of adapting to Inoue's pressure, quick combinations, and high-level skill set.
You know, it's just that Inoue's a little bit older. He's matured a little bit more body-wise and everything. That's why he's fighting at 122. Not because he's a lot bigger than Bam. I think we're maybe 2-3 years from maybe if Inoue is still, if he's still fighting and if he's still around there, maybe even at 126. In the near future.
Jesse Rodriguez has made it clear that he is ready for the fight whenever the opportunity arises. He sees it as a great matchup and says he would accept immediately if the offer comes.
Room, you and Naoya Inoue, you have a big fight coming up. You want to go back down, obviously, to fulfill Undisputed, but what would happen if that fight came on the table?
I'm ready whenever. That fight's been brought up just as much as Chocolatito fight back then, so if that fight was presented to me right now, I'd definitely go ahead and take it.
I mean, I'm sure you'll be a very interested observer in the fight.
Bam prioritizes entertaining fans and delivering performances that feel worth the ticket price. He emphasizes an aggressive, finish-first approach, aiming to end fights early rather than relying on decisions.
To go out there and give the fans a great fight, give them their money's worth, and just go out there and get the job done. Like they say, you don't get paid for overtime, so I try to get them out as soon as I...
However, Naoya Inoue shows respect for Bam Rodriguez, but makes it clear that the matchup is not realistic at this stage. He says it would only make sense if the timing and weight divisions align properly, while keeping his focus on his own career progression.
ファン？別にファンではない。面白い。バマの試合面白い。まあ階級が合えば、バムが上げてきて、タイミングが合えば、もちろんそれは興味があります。でも自分はバムの試合は好きですよ。
Sean Porter breaks down the matchup, giving the edge to Naoya Inoue, citing his experience, age, and physical advantages. He believes those differences become even more important in the lower weight classes and could ultimately determine the outcome.
I think that gap in that weight actually does matter. I think that gap in that weight, Inoue being slightly older, more experienced and things like that, I am inclined to favor Inoue in this fight, even though I haven't seen as much anyway as I've seen Bam. But the reason why I favor is because the age gap, the size gap, that's big for the...
Sean Porter breaks down the matchup by focusing on the physical and technical differences between the two fighters. He highlights Inoue's experience, strength, and consistency at the elite level while also acknowledging Rodriguez's speed, skill, and sharp technical approach. He suggests that the contrast in physicality and style is what makes the fight so intriguing.
a monster. He's a monster. So I think Bam. I think that Inoue would be the favorite, and you know, on the betting odds and the blah 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 blah. And it's a hell of a fight, but I just feel like there's a gap there. There's a gap there that I don't like.
And just meet at 122. Just Bam comes up.
Bam would be coming because I think Bam said like 114.
Yeah, he 114.
Yeah.
I'm saying if they do fight.
Oh yeah. You got to meet at 122. Yeah.
Max Kellerman describes this potential clash as a meeting between two elite fighters whose styles could produce high-level boxing on the global stage. He praises Bam Rodriguez's sharp timing, creative combinations, and ability to change rhythm mid-fight, making him a difficult puzzle to solve. At the same time, he warns that Inoue's size, reach, and explosive power could quickly shift the fight if openings appear, especially during close exchanges.
What do we all think about this?
He still has to prove himself at 118 pounds and 122 pounds before we can say, okay, maybe he can beat the monster.
Fight at a catch weight of 120 something pounds.
Exactly. But I will say this, fighting in the weight classes that he has occupied, flyweight and junior bantamweight, where he's Ring Magazine unified champion, he looks perfect. He's a complete fighter. Yep. You see the talent, the natural ability. You see the technique, which is textbook.
The feet.
You see some athleticism. Now, he's not dynamic.
Mike Carpenter also believes a fight between Naoya Inoue and Jesse Rodriguez would be highly competitive with only a slight edge going to Inoue. He also highlights Inoue's long list of achievements and world titles as proof that he already has a Hall of Fame-worthy career.
Closer to a 55-45 fight, maybe in favor of Inoue. And look, Inoue he's a future Hall of Famer, first ballot. He's an all-time great. So
Adding to the conversation, Doug Fisher feels Jesse Rodriguez still has to fully prove himself at bantamweight and super bantamweight before being placed alongside elite fighters like Naoya Inoue. He still credits Rodriguez as a technically sharp and complete boxer, noting his fluid movement, timing, and overall skill despite not relying heavily on knockout power.
2 pounds before we can say, okay, maybe he can beat the monster.
Fight at a catch weight of 120 something pounds.
Exactly. But I will say this, fighting in the weight classes that he has occupied, flyweight and junior bantamweight, where he's Ring Magazine unified champion, he looks perfect. He's a complete fighter. Yep. You see the talent, the natural ability. You see the technique, which is textbook.
The feet.
You see some athleticism. Now, he's not dynamic, explosive like Inoue. Okay.
He doesn't hit as hard, you're saying.
He's fluid.
Yeah.
He's smooth with it, and it's not.
On the other hand, Jaron Ennis speaks highly of Jesse Rodriguez, describing him as a skilled, technical fighter with excellent movement and ring intelligence. He believes Rodriguez's smart control and sharp style could present real challenges for Naoya Inoue if they ever meet in the ring.
Bam is he's one of my favorite fighters, but obviously he got to go up and wait a little bit to fight Inoue. How does that fight play out?
I don't know. Bam super nice. I ain't even gonna lie. I like Bam. You
think he can beat Inoue?
I think so. I think he's smart enough, technically sound, got good movement, and he's southpaw. So I think that probably give Inoue a little problems.
Another fight.
Meanwhile, Abner Mays shows strong excitement for this potential clash, describing it as a true elite-level showdown. He compares it to legendary fights from boxing history because of the skill level and significance involved. He adds that he would go anywhere just to watch it unfold live.
Probably be Inoue against Bam Rodriguez. Yeah, that's tough. That's the one I want to watch.
Yeah. That's a boxing IQ at its
That's
peak.
like Pacquiao and Mayweather. Like if they would have fought in their prime, you get me? They never did. It was not in the prime. They could still make the fight happen, but it was not in the prime. Right now, Inoue against Bam Rodriguez, brother. Man, I'll pay top dollar. I'll fly to Japan, wherever.
Abner Mays highlights that both fighters have proven they can absorb punishment, noting that Bam Rodriguez was dropped in his last fight, but showed strong recovery and resilience. He respects Inoue's knockout power while also praising Rodriguez's speed and sharp punching, calling it a clash of elite-level skills. He expects Bam to approach the fight more cautiously from range, staying on the outside and looking to punish mistakes.
See, we've seen Bam been knocked down in the last fight, but I see there's power on Inoue's side. There's also speed power with Bam, but you're right. I feel like Bam is more of a IQ fighter, a fighter that fights from the outside, will wait for you to make mistakes. So I think that's going to be the key. If Inoue makes a mistake,
Radio Raheem raises concerns about the weight difference, suggesting it creates an uneven playing field that undermines the competitiveness of the matchup. He argues that forcing fighters into such scenarios takes away from boxing's natural balance across divisions. He also stresses that the sport already offers enough elite-level fights without needing cross-divisional mismatches.
His Excellency is already trying to up his string. No, man. No, it's not right. We're not that thirsty. There's enough high-level boxing for this to happen. Let Inoue get older and somehow at some point, hopefully weaker. Let maybe Bam, if it's gonna happen at some point, naturally get bigger. If this fight were to ever happen, which I don't ever need to see it. Bam is in his own lane, bro. He's in literally his own weight class, which he just elevated. Like this is a fight that they're forcing to happen, and it ain't a fight that.
Radio Raheem raises doubts about the timing of a potential clash, suggesting that both fighters are on different paths in their development. He points out that the gap in experience and proven elite-level performances could make the matchup uneven at this stage.
It's not a right fight at this time. Something has to change. Bam Rodriguez today should not go in there with the Inoue we.
On the other hand, trainer Andy Rozier points to the massive fan interest surrounding a potential clash between Naoya Inoue and Jesse Rodriguez, while also praising Robert Garcia and Bam Rodriguez's team for his development. He describes the matchup as highly exciting but suggests Rodriguez should first establish himself fully at his new weight before taking on such a dangerous challenge. He also emphasizes Inoue's explosive style and relentless pressure as major threats inside the ring.
With his whole team, to tell you the truth, fantastic. I think that's going to be a good fight. I'd like to see Bam acclimate to a new weight class first instead of jumping right into that fire, because that is real fire there. I mean, you going up, that's some real smoke out of that Japanese. Well, he's a kamikaze. He's going in with guns ablazing. He's going to cause a Hiroshima up in that ring. Listen, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Who's your favorite in that one?
Anyway.
Do you think it's a very, very competitive fight and Inoue can pull the way to end? Inoue stop him? How does it kind of look in your eyes?
I think it's going to be competitive early, unless he gets in.
That is the breakdown of the potential Inoue versus Bam super fight, with plans reportedly targeted for January 2027 in Japan. The debate is split between Inoue's power and experience and Bam's speed, timing, and skill, with timing and weight still key talking points. Drop your pick in the comments, and do not forget to like and subscribe.